Your first big game, your first clásico. People usually say that these kind of games, it's a lot about the emotions. I would like to know what's your perspective about these big games, and of course, what do you think Sporting can bring to this game? Thank you.
For sure, these games are also affected a lot by the emotional part. So for me, the crucial part is to treat this game like one more, in the way that, of course, it's going to be really important, the results, but as well, winning, losing or drawing is not going to define anything, because we are just at the start of the season. So what we need to approach the game with the attention that is deserved, but also not to, let's say, make it bigger than what it is.
RTP.
Fine. Good morning, Mr. André Castro Ribeiro, RTP. I want to ask you, is it possible for Samu to go to the game against Sporting? And if you can answer, Pablo Rosario, are you thinking of using the player to the game?
Okay. So about Samu, let me mention a couple of things. He will be in the match. And I think we need to really congratulate Samu for the effort, because since the moment of the injury and the day after, he started to work really hard, 12 hours per day, making all the possible treatments, making all the work that he could do. So this honestly means a lot about his commitment to the club, his desire to be part of the game tomorrow. And in the other side, I'm really grateful and thankful for the medical staff, the two doctors, Alvaro, and all the people that work with him in this day to treat him here in Olival, at home, even in the night after dinner. So I think the effort of the medical staff and Samu to be ready as soon as possible has been fantastic. And yeah, thanks to their effort, he will be in the squad tomorrow. About Pablo, he just arrived. He did the first training session with us, but he will travel with us to Lisbon. He's a player that I know very well. I worked with him one season. He's a soldier. He's a player that is capable to play in 2-3 different positions, even 4. Great guy, great character, great mentality, top teammate, and as well a very good player.
Sport TV.
Hi, Rodrigo Magalhães from Sport TV. Sporting coach Rui Borges says it a few minutes ago that he has said that Sporting is a little bit favourite. What do you think about? And if you are able at the moment to play the same way that you played last matches, or Sporting advises you some caution?
So we go there with a lot of respect in the way that we go to play at the home of the champions in the last 2 seasons. So it's correct, because what Rui Borges said. But from our side, we will go there with our ideas, with the desire that we have to continue our process. As I said before, is much more than the game of tomorrow. Is to continue in our path, to keep growing, to keep progressing, the work and the effort that everybody is putting on the pitch. So yeah, I think we will go there with our mentality, try to play our game, as I said, with a lot of respect in one side and with a lot of desire in the other.
Lá atrás, 0-0.
Bom dia. Hello, Coach. Renato Soares from 00. I want to ask you about the importance of this match. Sorry to insist a little bit on that. Last year, you won all 4 clásicos you had in Netherlands against PSV and Feyenoord. I want to ask you, how do you prepare these matches? I know you don't need to really motivate them, the players, for this kind of matches, but how do you prepare them? Thank you.
About what you say, the past is the past. Of course, are good memories, like the games that against PSG and Olympique Marseille and Monaco in France the season before. But the past is the past. So now is about the present, the future, but especially about the present. And the present now is Sporting. It is going to be a completely different scenario. So it's not really something that how to say, I can consider with a different eyes. So we prepare the game with the same attention that we prepare all the games. It was a bit more complicated maybe to prepare it because you know that usually, ideally to prepare the game, you need to see a lot of games when the opponent are with 11. And the last games was a bit difficult to find images with the opponent against Sporting with 11. For this season, but also for the last season, since Rui Borges took over, he played 23 matches, and in 7, so let's say in 1/3 of the matches, they played against 10 men. So this week we prepare also all the scenarios to play against in inferiority, just in case.
JN.
Hello, Mr. It's Nuno Amaral from Jornal Notícias. There's a growing idea in Portuguese football that Sporting and also Benfica are still ahead of Porto in terms of construction of the team and even the quality of the squad. But now Porto has the better coach. Do you agree that? And if you don't, how do you feel the responsibility to strengthen the team to match the rival standards?
So if you ask me if I feel the responsibility, yes, I do a lot. For me, better coach, better team. Like everything at the end goes always, with the results. For me, like I told you, is not really. We are not really in a race with the others. Now the race is with ourselves. In the way that myself and the staff, we are trying everything that we can to improve the players, to make them better individually and collectively. And the opposite way around. The club, I think, is doing their really best to make the team stronger and more balanced. So, as you know, there are still a few days of the market, and we will try to do everything that is in our possibility to reinforce in the position where we feel that we need to take a step forward. In the other side, you mentioned Benfica and Sporting, but there are also other clubs in the league, and with now watching the Europa League draw, like all the clubs are trying to do their best. And to be honest, I have a lot of respect for the work of all the coaches, because at the end, all of us in different places, we are trying our best. So I think it's very unrespectful to say that one is better of the other. Everybody is good in his own way. Sometimes you are a bit luckier to find, a certain chemistry with the team and to have better or a bit worse results.
Record.
Rui Sousa, Record. Coach, are you satisfied by the team start? 3 wins, no goals conceded?
I'm really satisfied with the work that we are doing. I mentioned last week, and let me say I can confirm that also this week has been a great week in terms of work. The way that I evaluate my job and the job of the players is mainly about the feeling that when I go home back to my family, when I open the door, if I go back with a smile, it means that the job that we did here in the training center is good. And so far, this player really helped me a lot to go back to my kids and to my wife with a big smile. Almost every day, I think I came back home in these 2 months, maybe 1 or 2 times, a bit upset. But let me say, with the standard that we have and how demanding I am, to go home happy is not an easy job, and these guys are doing, honestly, a great job.
Professor, aqui à frente. Itália.
Buongiorno, bom dia. In English, better.
Yeah, better, please. Thank you.
No, don't worry. Good morning, Mister. One question more in general. In which point of your career arrives the offer of Porto? Because it's a very huge club and you are still very young coach. If you consider that you are prepared to this challenge. And one more difficult question, if it's possible.
So let me go one by one. So about being prepared, I think we are never really prepared. You know, I think it's we always discover things while we are inside. That's why one of the things that I used to have in my mind very clear is the humbleness, in the way that, of course, you go with your ideas, or you come in with your ideas, with your principles, the way that you would like to play, etc., etc. But what I learned in my short career so fast is the fact that in every place where you go, you need to keep open the door for a bit of adaptation. And usually, what you pay at the beginning in terms of effort to adapt make you a better person and a richer person in the way that you learn so many things. And from my experience in Qatar, in Italy as well, for the time that I was there, Turkey, France, and now Portugal and the Netherlands, I really learned a lot, and I think that every day I got something to put in my bag, and this one I think is something that I'm really grateful with the life for what I'm learning. After, I think the responsibility to work in clubs like Porto, last season in Ajax, is a privilege. It is. You know, when you play in front of 50,000 people, full stadium, all the matches, in a club that when you walk into the museum, you see the Champions League there, yeah, it's a privilege, it's a responsibility, and as I said, the only thing that I can do, if I'm prepared or not, is not really on myself to say if I'm ready or not. The only thing that I can do is to prove daily with the hard work that we can put on.
Yes, and that the more difficult is about your adaptation here in Portugal. You're from Tuscany, where wine is very important in a life, in a day. So.
And my parents, they used to have a restaurant, so.
Okay,
yeah.
so better Italian or Portuguese wine?
So maybe you cannot believe it, but since I arrived, I didn't drink wine. So so far is not. I cannot compare. So for the moment, just because I don't have comparison, I will say that a glass of red Chianti is still higher. But I'm really curious to see in the next days how is the Portuguese wine as well.
Temos ali só mais uma pergunta. A bola, por favor.
Hello, Coach Pascoal from Angola. Ask you two questions, if I could. First of all, you have a lot of international players after the match of Sporting. In the middle field, for instance, we have Alan Varela and Frodo and Eustáquio. They're all going. Bednarek maybe, Zaidu maybe. All can influence the operations here after the match, yeah, and the process.
First of all, I think you mentioned Alan. I think he's a great success for himself, for the club, for the teammates, because I think when a player got like this type of individual rewards, is a success of course of the player itself, but for the whole organization, and I think he really deserved for what he did since day one. So yeah, hopefully he will bring also some extra energies for the game of tomorrow. About how to manage the international break, I think that is one of the scenarios that of course we have to be really prepared in the way that many players will leave. Some other will stay, so it's always a mix between creating the right time for the players to rest and also to work properly, so to give a proper boost in this break. We will try to organize a friendly match that also will give us the opportunity to see more about the second team players, so to work with them for a few days and to see them even closer. And after we will break the week before National once again in the middle, so we'll have one day where everybody we will be back, and after the 2-3 days before National.
Okay. You spoke about the markets 1 minute ago. We cannot avoid to ask about Mora and mindset of the player with all this interest of the Altiads from him. Do you think he's in the right mindset to play at Porto this moment? And do you believe he will stay after Monday? That's all. Thank you.
You cannot avoid to ask. I can maybe avoid to answer, but you are lucky. I will give you the answer that you deserve. In the way that Rodrigo is here, my feeling that he's totally connected with us. But of course, again, this is a personal opinion. I think he's ready to play an important role for the game of tomorrow. And after, the market is open for a few days more, and as you know, it's not just for Rodrigo, it's for everybody. We have to be, ready for all the possible scenarios, because maybe somebody will leave, maybe somebody will come. As I said, it's not really my topic, because my topic is more about the players that are here, that will travel tomorrow to Lisbon with a full mind and the full energy ready to turn around also something that is quite historical for Porto. Alvalade is the, let's say, worst stadium, where Porto, I think, won just 5 times out of the 27 matches. So I think tomorrow we have the opportunity to turn the history around, and I think all the players that will travel to Lisbon will be ready for that.
Obrigado a todos, bom trabalho.
Thank you.
Palavras de Francesco Farioli na antevisão deste encontro entre Sporting e Futebol Clube do Porto. Vou tentar também aqui fazer um pequeno resumo das palavras do técnico portista na antevisão. Este será o primeiro clássico de Francesco Farioli no comando técnico do Futebol Clube do Porto.